I'm glad that each and every one of you guys could come and join us today. We've got a fantastic speaker that's going to come and talk about his business. We have Gladymir Philippe. He's going to come and talk about Kado. So Gladymir, without further ado, I'm going to hand it over to you. It's all yours.
Thank you. Thank you. Let me go ahead and share my screen. Thanks to everyone who is here today, Wednesday, the first day of the month. So thank you so much for that opportunity. So let me share my screen. I don't know if you all can see my screen. Okay.
Yes, we can, Vladimir.
Okay. Yeah. Let me know when I should press start and go.
It's all yours. You're ready to go.
Kado is a marketplace for college students to really work on projects and to gain the skill set that they need to land a full-time job. So my name is Gladymir Philippe, and I moved here to the US nine years ago, and I went to the University of Utah, and I studied CS. Within my second year at the U, I had a friend who helped me get a job at the American Express. I felt like I was very lucky to really have a friend to help me get a job at 20 years old. Not every talented student has the connection to have a great career. I built Kado to give them the same chance I had in college. 44% of college students are jobless, in massive debt, and have bad credit scores. Businesses are looking for talented students who have the skill sets to join their full-time team. Schools are looking for businesses who can create great projects for the students to gain the skill set that they need to land a full-time job. What is Kado for businesses? Kado helps businesses find talented students that they might need help with the project. What is Kado for schools? Kado helps schools engage the students in learning by getting paid. What is Kado for students? Kado helps students work on projects, get paid, gain skills while in school, and avoid the worst part of finding a job. So Kado charges businesses $25 per student per one hour, and Kado would make $2,000 per placement on projects. So we are live with Amazon now, and we are doing some projects with the University of Utah, and next week on Thursday, the students at the University of Utah will present the project live in class that they have worked on to share the skills that they did not have prior to working on that projects, the things that they learn by working on these projects, and what they think that Kado can improve to help more college students. And the wait list has over 90,000 students now in 35 schools and 65 businesses now. And we are going to work with Zounds Banks and Amazon next year to create 100 projects, coding and design and cloud computing projects. So the businesses and schools that we are bringing on Kado next year in Q1. So the market size for Kado is $10 billion. So the way that we get students is we connect with career services at every school, and we have done a great job because we partner with the cities in Utah. We partner with the states too as well, and the schools love Kado, the students love Kado, and we have not paid in any dime yet to get a student on Kado. It's just all word of mouth. So my advisors of Phil Tassi, Vice President at Startup Banking from Silicon Valley Bank, and he worked at Techstars a few years ago. Chris is a founder, and he has a few startups in Silicon Valley. Bryson is the CTO of Equifax, and they really help me a lot. So our pipeline is huge. So those businesses will have access to Kado in Q1. We have a lot of adults waiting for Kado because we have done a great job, not just connecting the students to those paid projects, but Kado manage those projects for the students from start to finish, and to make sure that the students work on the projects, gain the skill set that they need, and they provide a great projects to the businesses too as well. So the impact that Kado has is creating opportunity for students. And what I will ask the group here at 1 million corps is if you know any VC, if you know any angel investors, if you know any business and school, feel free to connect them to Kado or me. Thank you so much. I am ready for some questions.
So Gladymir, what about your revenue stream? I mean, what does that look like? I know you had a slide, but I didn't really get to see that. Would you explain that a little bit?
Revenue stream, let me go ahead to that. This one, right? So Kado charges businesses $25 per hour per students, and Kado takes 20% of that fee, which is $5. Let's say students work 40 hours a week for 10 weeks. That 400 hours during that project period of time, and Kado would make $2,000 per students per project, right? So the reason why I came up with that because I'm doing those type of projects now with the University of Utah in Amazon, and the students started in fall, September 1st, and this week is the last week, so that's 10 to 12 weeks. So that's why I come up with the 10 weeks period, because that's what it will take them to code an app or to design a feature on an app. So
these are projected figures, correct?
yes.
Do you have any students currently placed, and approximately how many do you have placed?
Yes, I have 95 now working for the fall, but next year in Q1 we will have with 5,000, but the wait list is really huge, and we cannot bring them all on in Q1.
Question.
Go ahead.
What type of projects are your students working on?
For right now, they are building apps for clients. They are designing the apps. They are doing some tests too as well. Research analysis too as well. So that's what they are working on now. But we have got some clients that really ask for ads and for business students, for finance students. But in Q3 next year, we hope to have Kado for every college student.
So how does Kado work with the student on completing the project?
Wonderful. That is a great question. So I realized that there are a lot of product managers that are looking for jobs, and they don't really have that many years of experience to really land a full-time job. So Kado brings them on to really assist the students on those projects. So Kado can pay them less, and Kado will bring students who are PM major too as well to really work on Kado as a product manager to help with those projects.
Okay. 9 out of 10 employers are looking for critical skills out of employees today, and those are critical thinking, communication, and problem-solving skills. Do you embed those, or are those embedded in any of the projects that are associated with the current students you're working with?
That is a good question. I love it. I had a survey with the top clients I have, and I just asked them to create a test for college students to take. So whenever Kado has a new student on Kado, the students have to take a test first to really know what skill set that they have. So the students can't put, oh yeah, I have this skill set and that. The businesses put together a test for those students to take, and if they pass the test, then Kado gives them the skill set based on that test that the businesses give us to give them.
So businesses are screening out students. Is that what I'm hearing?
Yes.
Okay. The business doesn't. You guys don't do it.
No, they give us a test to give out to those students. When you create an account on Kado, you have to take the test first so that Kado can give you the skill set that you would have to really work on those projects.
Okay. Okay. Thank you for the answers.
You are welcome.
So who does the student work for, if you will? Do they work for Kado or they work for the client?
Students work for the clients, but Kado is really in charge of the project. So the reason why Kado is really involved, because if you give a student a homework that's easy, they will work on it. If you give them a homework that's hard, they will not work on it, or they might not seek for help. And what I realize is every internship that the businesses have, they don't really train or coach the students because they are too busy. So Kado manages the projects and to make sure that the students get the skill set that they need, they work on the project daily, and they deliver a great project, because Kado is not just a project management platform, but we are a customer experience platform. So we cannot lose that trust. So that's why we work with the students every day to really give them the training that they need, the tools that they need to succeed.
So if I'm a student and I'm working on a project, say for American Express, and then on my resume, I can put that I did an internship or worked on a project with American Express.
Yes, you own that, and that's what I want you to put, because that's what you did.
Are these just primarily applications, or are there other things that you do?
That's the only thing Kado does now, and to make sure that we own that well, and then we can go ahead and jump into high school, because we have a lot of demand for high school students, and we are not ready yet, because we want to help the college students first, and to show that we do a great job before we can help college students. But one thing that I'm coming up with in June next year is an advisory product on Kado, because most freshman students I talk to, they don't know what to study. They're like, hey, I am in school and I don't know what to study. And they don't feel like they can go to the advisors at school, because they're like, hey, they told me to take math, to take physics and things like that. But those really advisors at school are not in the tech industry. They don't really know what jobs that the clients need, what skill set that the clients need. So now Kado is gonna bring on those tech savvy on Kado to just add to really advise the students to pick the right major. For instance, a student might want to study art, and someone on Kado who is like a tech savvy can say, hey, it might be better to study design instead, because now you can design a great website and makes one 10K a year or like more. So that's what Kado is doing, and we are here for every college students. And what's really most important about Kado is, if you are a freshman, you might be able to work on 4 projects per year. You will not have time to have really a day job, because you will get paid on Kado. This is your job based on what you are learning in school. So by second or third year, you will land a high-paying job before finishing college. So now you won't have that same stress that you would have had to look for a job, because now you have the skill set, and the businesses know that you have the skill set because they created those tests for you to give you the skill sets, and they give you the projects too as well. So they know you gain the skill set to land a high paying job. Any more questions?
What process do you use to find those new clients? Because, you know, if you have more students, you're going to have more clients. So what are you currently doing to cultivate new clients?
That is a great question. I recently, last month, I went to a Silicon Slope Tech summit, and then I spent the I spent the first few days to really talk to the clients, to the businesses, and the first question they asked me, how can we sign up on Kado now? Like, because they really want it. I was like, okay, great. And so I haven't spent money on ads yet. It's just me that go and tell my story, Kado's story too as well, and they love that too as well. They are like, yeah, okay. And everyone I talk to as well share the words I would, and talk to other people and say, hey, you heard about Kado and things like that. In Utah, we partner with the city, with the state, with Salt Lake City Chamber, with workforce services too as well in Utah. And the one thing I'm doing now is I try to present Kado every Wednesday at 1 Million Cup in one different city to really share the word. So that's one way too as well I'm doing it.
And I would strongly encourage you to not only do the 1 Million Cups, but also other entrepreneurial events. And the reason being, not only because you're an entrepreneur yourself, but there are a lot of entrepreneurs out there who need like some apps or something written, and they don't necessarily have the resources available or know about places where they can go and get these apps written. I would also encourage you to connect with small business centers across the country, because Athena is part of ours, but these are also small business owners who have started out, and they may need some help getting that app written so they can move their business forward. And they don't know how to go about getting that done. And most of them are not coders or programmers themselves.
Yes.
So they could really use your services.
Thank you so much.
So while the big companies are great to work with, but there's a lot of small businesses that could use your help.
Yes. We are here for all of them, but we started with the big corps first, because they can come up with the test and to really give that to the students that the small businesses don't really have to think about, oh yeah, to like try that to give a training to do this and that, because the big businesses are already created that for them, and most small businesses are not tech savvy yet too as well. And now when they create a projects, and students would need more help from Kado. So that's why I started first with the UGNC, so that I can see what students need and things like that. And then I can go down to small businesses, so we can do a better job with them too as well.
And I absolutely agree that those larger businesses can help you get off the ground. But as you point out yourself, those smaller businesses are not tech savvy, so they desperately need your help.
Yes.
We've had several presenters who need to move forward in that arena, and they don't have the skill set. They don't know who to ask.
Oh, yeah. Everywhere I go and teach, and then people are like, "Hey, I need an app now." I'm like, "Okay, but what do you know about app coding design?" They're like, "I don't know anything." Like, so designing an app is just like code. I'm like, no, there's like many steps to really build an app. They're like, "Oh, really?" I'm like, yeah. So that's why I think it will be harder to work with the small businesses first, because they don't know the tech. They don't know business as well, like ads management, finance, and all. So we have to get some like students involved and to really get the skill set, so we can put them on small business project.
And I can see where you're coming from. I think that's a big area you could branch out on, and you could really make a killing there.
Yeah, sounds good. Thank you so much.
Do we have any other questions for Gladymir?
Well, while I'm up and it's still unmuted, the other thing too I would recommend is, if you've not already, is to reach out to schools and go through their work-based learning or co-op or whatever they call it at that institution, because
Yes.
that way the student not only can get experience for the resume, but they can get the college credit. So if you're not already doing that, I would highly recommend that.
Oh, yes, we partner with schools too as well. They can use those things for course credit too as well, and they can use that data from Kado and say, hey, freshman students work on Kado. They gain the skill set, and within 2-3 years they land a high paying job. So now they can use that data to recruit high school students, because 42% of high school students never step foot in college, and schools are spending billions and billions of dollars on ads to recruit high school students. And now Kado can help them, because we have the data to really show them how long it takes students to work on projects to gain the skill set that they need to land a high paying job.
Gladymir, I got a couple of questions for you here. In looking at your numbers, I have no doubt that there is strong demand in the business industry. We have some, last time I checked, I think it was like 4 years ago, some 700,000 jobs that aren't being fulfilled because we can't find the talent in that area to fulfill it. And I think a national operation like yours would be an incredible thing to be able to shift some of those population numbers to the jobs that are available. The problem I have is with the supply side of it. Based on your numbers, you're looking at capturing 25% of the schools of higher academic learning in the United States. That's a huge number. The second thing is that you're looking to draw 1,000 students out of each one of those schools. Many of the larger schools already have internship programs in their business departments, which then you'd have to consider you're going to be placing seniors or graduates each year of 1,000 out of the remaining schools. And those numbers just seem a little bit unreasonable to me. So I just wanted to give you an opportunity to address that.
Yes, that is a great point. So my first comment on your numbers, instead of 700,000 jobs unfilled, there are over 1.2 million tech jobs now unfilled. Only tech jobs, 1.2 million jobs now. And I put on the slide 1,000 students per school from 1,000 school. There are over 3,300 schools in USA. Yale has over 100,000 students. Stanford has over 100,000 students. The University of Utah here in Utah has 45,000 students. In the state of Utah, there are over 200,000 students now in college this fall. In USA, there are 21.4 million college students now in school. So serving 1 million college students every year out of 21.4 million college students, that doesn't really seem unreasonable to me, really, because that's not even 5% of college students. And you can tap from business, biotech, science, and art. You can tap into English. Every college students, not just for tech jobs, but for every college students, because you might be in science, you might be a nurse, you might be this and that. And Kado is for every college student. Does that make sense to you?
Well, it sort of does. I was just doing a quick check. Yale's got 13,000 students and you say they have 100,000. Where's the discrepancy?
Yeah.
And half of those are graduate students.
Half at Yale?
Yeah. Yeah, Yale's a small, it's not a big school. It's
Oh,
a decent sized school, but it's not 100,000.
Oh, no.
Your largest campus is 53,000. So
that's true. I'm accusing Yale with the schools that I talked to in Cali. Stanford I recently talked to has over 100,000 students total. Now, Stanford, right? No,
Stanford's got 16,000.
16,000 now?
That's what I just saw.
Well, the higher education lies to me, because that's where I get the numbers.
Yeah, I got it right here. I'm looking at it on the web. It's 16,900.
Can you send me the link?
Well, all you gotta do is put in Stanford enrollment, and I think you can find it. It'll pop right up.
Okay.
And only 6,300 of those are undergraduate students. I just think the numbers are, I don't want to get into the numbers battle, but statistically, there's 4,300 higher education, schools of higher education.
Yes,
You're looking at nailing approximately 25% of those.
yes.
And my concern is that I just think your numbers are a little high. I didn't want to
No.
make an issue out of it, but they just seem very high.
Yeah, that's great, because the higher education here in Utah gave me that statistics. So that's what I base the numbers on. And
Yeah.
if you have a link that I can go and look for every schools that really have that, where I can change the numbers, because I don't make the numbers. I take them from what the higher ed gives me. So,
Yeah, I just look at a lot of business plans and things like that, and it's a little discouraging when the numbers don't seem to fit. And
okay.
all I could do is suggest that you go online, look at enrollments of various schools and
Okay.
compare them. And that might make your numbers dwindle a little bit, but I don't think they're going to hurt you.
Oh, no. Hey,
There's certainly a lot of business out there to be had. Like I said, the demand side is huge.
No, that's why I'm here at One Million Cups, is to get some great feedback, right? So I really love that feedback, because hey, if I have something wrong, I should take that feedback and fix it, right? So thank you. And isn't that the 16K numbers from in 2016 or 2017? But and on Equifax data, clearing house center, they have 21.4 million college students in our school now. So that's where I got this number, because of the prefix and on clearing house data. So that's where I got the 21.4 million college students too as well. So this number is off too as well, or not?
Yeah, I don't know if that's correct or not, but I can tell you that if you're dealing with 1,000 a year per school, at the numbers that you're looking at 1 million students per year. Take that down to about 4,000 of those, or 4 million of those are actually seniors that you would be placing jobs into. You'll get 4 million seniors. You're still looking at 25% of the market, and it still seems very high.
Yeah, for seniors are good, but the freshman students need a job too, because they might have a different skill set. They might not come fresh from high school. They might start college at 25. They might start college at 30, right? So that doesn't mean that they don't have skill set, really, right?
Yeah, I understand what you're saying. I just think you need to look at the numbers. I'm going to ask you to look at the numbers when you're done here, because again, it's not, I get stopped right at the presentation. You know, we do business plans, we look at the executive summary first, then we go right to the finances, and your finances don't seem to add up to me. That's all I'm saying. And I think they just need to be reviewed, Gladymir. I didn't want to make a big issue out of it.
No. I take note of that, and I'm going to do my turn that into make changes to as well. And thank you so much for your great feedback.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you.
So do we have any other questions for Gladymir? If not, Gladymir, I'm going to take the last question.
Thank you so much.
So how can we help? What can this community do for you?
The community, if you know a small business or a business that needs helps with projects, or if you know schools that are really looking for projects to give to their students to as well, you can connect me with them so that I can help on them out. If you know anyone that could provide some like great feed back to as well, like Ken did, and I would really appreciate that, because I might think that I'm doing this the right way, then it's wrong, or I might think I got this number right, then it's wrong. So
Well, thank you so much for the fantastic presentation today, Gladymir. It was a pleasure having you.
yes,
Everybody, I appreciate you coming out, taking a little bit of time to support local business. I hope you guys have a fantastic Wednesday. I'll see you guys back next week. Y'all have a great day.
yes, thank you, bye bye.